Hi, this is Doerr from LearnByBlogging.com. Today I'm going to do a review of this book called All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. A novel, All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Interesting novel, very interesting, very exciting novel. If you're into into the World War II and how the French fall into the occupation of Germany, and the interaction between the Germans and the French. Quite interesting. I didn't know such a long occupation. Barely remember it was only occupied for a brief period, but it was quite like 3 or 4 years. Had been occupied by Germany. Anyway, the movie plot is, by the way, if you want to read the book, you might not want to continue with the watching this video. Basically, the story plot is that the French blind girls, without her loving dad, and there's one character, an electronic wizard orphan boy without his supportive sister. They came together from 2 different backgrounds and met in one place in Saint-Malo, and I think they only met briefly for 1 day in France in the middle of the World War II. And for just a brief day, they met and shared a can of peaches, and then they went their separate way, never see each other again, until the last few chapters. 2 separate stories were being told in parallel of each character, and somehow the reader know they were meet someday, but I didn't know that it would take very long until like the last few chapters of the book. So very long book, difficult to read in the beginning because it mix of French and German languages, and the story took place a long ago during the 1940s, and take a little while to get into the story, but I think it's all worthwhile at the end. Switching between the 2 stories, basically every other chapters is one story about this orphan boy, Werner, or Warner, depends on how you pronounce it, and Mary Lowe is the blind girl in a separate chapter. So switching between the 2 stories is an excellent technique to keep the readers interested, like having 2 camera kind of switch back and forth between 2 central characters. And the World War II did a lot of damage to the people of France and Germany, especially those have a disadvantaged, the blind and the orphans. And people are cruel to one another, fighting for survival, of course. And when the best and the worst of human drama happen or unravel. The Seed of Flame, Diamond, that's the central mystery myth surrounding it, make the story rather interesting. Basically, the myth is that whoever holds the diamond will have live for a long time or live forever, and all the surrounding relative friends will die off. And so the myth kind of there's a subtone of that myth. You kind of feel like it's going to happen or not going to happen, and you're starting to wonder what happened there. So there are supporting characters. There, Keith Smith is the father of the blind girl, very skilled at woodworking, and turned the entire neighborhood into a small physical models to get her blind daughter to be familiarized with the neighborhood, so that she can feel the whole neighborhood just by touching the little model. Very interesting technique. And the great uncle of the blind girl, Etienne, with the phobia of public places, but a very renowned science broadcaster, turned out to be the link between the blind girl and the boy. The boy happened to be listening to the broadcast in Germany as a child, and growing up listening to that. Actually, the broadcast is the 18th's brother, and then he died off in World War II, and 18 kind of took it over. Frederick, with a passion for birds, turned into a brain-damaged boy because of the hatred and the bullying of the military school classmates. In the end, the two girls of significance to the boy met long after the end of the war, and when the boy Werner was declared dead. And though I kept hoping that he would just turn around and become alive, but that would be a good ending. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Like good novel, there's a lot of ironies. The most unfortunate one, or least likely to survive in the war, turned out to be alive. Like the blind girls, Mary Lowe, and Yara is the sister of the orphan boy, and Frederick, the brain damaged classmate. So I'm in the process of halfway rereading the whole book over again because it was so beautifully written, and the words are so well crafted. It's no surprise it won the 10 best books, New York Times Book Review, and the finalist for the National Book Award. So highly recommend it if you have some curiosity about the war-torn France, and believe so slightly if the myth about the Sea of Flame are being tested, and kind of keep you interested in the book. Hopefully that that's you find that useful, and that's all I have. I hope you and I'll see you next time. Bye now.